Hello and welcome back to the Weirdly Obsessed podcast with your hosts Mandy, Martino, and Lisa Wallen. We're both stand-up comedians in LA, and this is our podcast where we talk about weird obsessions and hyperfixations both online and in our lives.
Today is episode 3 of the Weirdly Obsessed podcast, and our uncommon interest today is obsessive collections. From figurines to fossilized poop, we talk about the weird collections we've had in our lives from childhood until now, what makes an obsession versus just a hobby, and, you know, some of the weird things that we find on the internet that we'd like to share with you today. So if you guys like our podcast, please subscribe to our Patreon, rate us, share it. Share it to all your friends, all that good stuff. But anyways, hope you enjoy.
Enjoy.
I think it was when I was in my mid-20s, I was wiping off all my makeup. I was like, why isn't this mascara coming off? It was just my dark circles.
I'm at the point where I used to watch makeup tutorials and wonder why / be grateful I don't have to do this. Have the dark color here where people put concealer here. And now I look in the mirror and I go, oh, I need concealer there.
Yeah, I've been doing that for a while. Mine now is I have to stretch my eye to put on eyeshadow. Because my eyes are starting to age. I gotta move my eyelid up just to put on eyeshadow. I was like, oh my God.
I have to make sure that I do my cat eye when my eyes are smiling and not, because now that my eyelid's starting to droop, my cat eye can get tucked in and the wing I think I made is no longer a wing and it just looks like a rounded corner.
Yep. It's just your permanent wing is just your wrinkle. I love aging is awesome.
But luckily
I'm drinking coffee at 3 p.m.
That's why I've had 2 coffees in a Celsius, baby. We'll get into the makeup on another episode. We've got a lot to talk about there, but that's not what we're going to talk about today, folks.
I also shouldn't have drank coffee before showing my teeth for the next hour. I just realized that, but it's okay.
Just have the mic block it, and some of you guys are just listening.
I'll just talk like this. Welcome to a new episode of Weirdly Obsessed ASMR style with Mandy, Martino, and Lisa Wallen. I can't do that. It's just it feels like you're whispering something creepy into someone's ear.
It is what you're doing.
Yeah, I don't like it.
That's actually the definition of ASMR.
Before we get into this, it's on stream when I'm eating chips. People are like, can you do that closer to the mic? I'm like, nope.
I still can't believe people ask you to do that.
They're so no one has the shame now. Since the pandemic, everyone's shameless.
I like it and I don't like it.
I get it. It's fine. But that's why we have this podcast to talk about our shameless obsessions. All right, let's do our intro now.
Oh, yay. Welcome back, you guys. I'm very happy you're here. As she said, I'm Mandy Martino, and this is Lisa Wallen.
We are the hosts. If we have we should have a whole whisper episode. Let's not, actually. Let's get back to the Weirdly Obsessed podcast. This is episode 3.
Yes.
3rd time's the charm.
It is.
You're not tired of me yet?
Not at all.
Oh, I love that so much. How have you been? How's life?
Good. I texted you a picture this weekend. I had ceviche, which she introduced me to. I don't know how I made it. I lived in Florida. There's seafood everywhere.
I feel
LA.
that ceviche is what they give you at the airport. It's like when they give you a lei in Hawaii. It's like, welcome to California. Here's your ceviche.
I never had it until we went to dinner, and I'm obsessed.
Now you know. Now we have to have a whole ceviche episode. I do love that, now that we have a podcast. I don't know if you've gotten this in comedy and other things, but anytime you start a new hobby, everyone's like, you got to film yourself doing it. You got to monetize that. Oh my God, make a reel. I'm like, I don't need to make a reel of everything I do in life.
No.
You have to make a ceviche reel.
Oh,
and we have to talk about it on the podcast.
We'll just put it on our Patreon of just us eating ceviche, and
that's
enough of
someone's
you pervs
fetish.
will like it.
That's someone's obsession is watching women eat ceviche. But it's just not everything has to be content.
No, we need some actual downtime to just be ourselves. When you dance around your apartment with nobody there, how can you be complete without doing that?
We all do that.
Do you not?
No, I have a roommate now, and it's horrible.
No.
I have a room. I mean, I love my roommate. He's great, but I also cannot like walk around naked anymore.
Well,
I could. It would just make a really weird relationship with my roommate.
that's very true. That would be an interesting roommate. They would start a podcast to talk about you.
You know what? That would probably sell better. So it'd be like Lisa's OnlyFans. It's just my roommate filming weird shit that I do
And making money off of you.
You know what? That's actually something probably someone does actually already. Now that I think about it. Wow, what a great start to this episode.
How was your week?
My week was really awesome. I did a do you know Sega? I know you're not a gamer,
I
but
know
you
Sega.
do know Sega.
The blue guy.
Sega the Hedgehog. They have a studio called RGG. It's Ryuga Gotoku, who makes the Yakuza games, and I'm like a diehard Yakuza fan. Now they call it like a dragon, but they invited me to go over to the studios and stream live for the new game that's coming out. Will already be out when this podcast is out, which means bye everyone. I'm gonna be playing that for the rest of my life. And it's really awesome because usually these big companies only get like big influencers, like people who like are huge on stream, blah blah. But they were just like, she just loves this video game, and like I've streamed them a lot. I have like a huge collection of like all the shit. Like it's really bad. Like I mean, this kind of goes into today's topic, but for me, like a lot of my OCD is like when I'm obsessed with something specifically, I have to get everything of it. And Yakuza is not huge. It is now, but it wasn't for a while. And anything I found about it online, I would buy. So I own like 7 figurines. I have like so much fan art. I have fan fiction, which can get a little spicy. I have art on my walls. I have these like custom made jackets that I got from a company that's like, you know, those like Japanese, like kind of those bomber jackets are like satin. I have 2 of them.
I've seen one of them, the black one.
Yeah, I have 2 of them. Actually, one of them we had in our shoot. Yeah, like it was like to the point where like I think she's a fan of these games, and so it was really cool to have them like. Wow, somebody actually noticed one of my bad obsessions and was like, you're gonna make money off of it. So that was really cool.
That is
really
good.
Excited about it, which is kind of a good transition to our topic today. But before we even say what the topic is, I do want to make comment about this blanket you have.
Oh yeah. So she saw the blanket that my mom got me for Christmas.
Are you allowed to grab it, or will your mom get mad?
She won't get mad. Do you want me to show it?
I kind of do.
Okay.
I kind of do. I mean, for those who are listening, we'll just have to explain what this blanket is because it is a little unhinged.
It's a very sweet gift. It is
very sweet. It's a very mom gift.
It's a very mom gift.
It's like mom's telling you to go to therapy, but you can't afford it. So here's a blanket for those who are listening. It is a fleece blanket. It says my morning affirmations. It has a weird art of a AI girl doing yoga, and it just has a bunch of things that you'd find on Tumblr.
My voice matters.
It's okay to try again.
I don't know why I looked and I saw it's okay to be moist. That's I wish that's what it said.
You know what? Because like so many of these, like, because it's like this is something you find off like a Facebook ad if you are a mom, like, right? Like I would not be surprised if one of them like was misprinted as it's okay to be moist. My favorite one is that it says it's okay to like love my body. It's like, Mom, what are you trying to tell me? And this is definitely, it says Mandy on it.
It's made for me. This is the thing. And I think for people, a lot of people are obsessed with shopping. Shopping is one of the biggest obsessions that everybody has.
Especially off social media where it's like I can just click a button.
It's targeted. You could just click a button. It's everything that makes this dangerous. And I've noticed like my mom, my boyfriend's mom, they're getting these ads and my mom keeps getting like trapped. She bought like these pill packages at like this like college and stuff that they wouldn't cancel her credit card, so she had to call Chase every month.
Like the Temu stuff or Temu?
It's not that, but it's just like random brands, and she keeps buying them. They keep getting her, and I said, Mom, where did you get this from? And it's always Facebook. And I was like, if you see something on Facebook,
do not buy it.
First of all, don't buy it. And if you even contemplate it, deep dive into the reviews and make sure it's not a scam.
Or it's not, you can get off a website for exponentially cheaper.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah, it's like when the people used to got their shirts is like, I'm a Capricorn girl. I blah blah. I'm from Southern Texas.
Or the wine shirts.
Yeah.
Oh, so many wine shirts.
For me, it's like the stuff you see in the clearance bin at TJ Maxx. Like that's what I get the vibes from. I remember someone bought me a thing that says like, it was like a joke, but it was like, I'm a November baby. I'm blah blah blah, and I was like, I'm never wearing this in my life. But it was like it was just like a cringe gift.
Yeah.
But it's like but the people who love those cringe gifts are like women over the age of 50 because they just discovered the internet and the internet caters to all their needs.
I know. And parents love buying stuff for their kids because parents love their kids. Hopefully. Some do. Most.
Yeah, it's okay to be moist, you know. That's the name of this episode now.
Which brings us into our first segment of today. How weird. It's perfect timing for that.
Right?
Which is our uncommon interest today is obsessive collecting.
Which honestly we both have established that we've done, but we did not establish exactly what you used to collect, because we've talked about this before, but I don't think we've talked about it on a podcast. Tell us wonderful audience, what your weird, crazy, obsessive collection was.
Yeah, I used to be obsessed with collecting pigs. Sounds weird. Not alive ones. Just like I have one there I should have brought over here. Just like pig items, piggy banks, which are convenient because you fill them up with money. Just mini pigs, pig slippers. I have like a thing where you put your sponge in. That's a pig's mouth. Like,
Where did this start?
Pig clips for like chip bags.
Pig earrings.
Pig earrings. So I told her about the pig.
And she even has a pet pig who we're going to bring in right now. No, just
I wish. Yeah, I told her about the pig obsession, and then Christmas came and I got 2 pig gifts and I sent her photos. So it started, I think, in elementary school. I don't know how. Maybe we were on vacation.
Did you see Babe, Pig in the City or something?
And I said, I like that thing.
Charlotte's Web.
Yeah. I side with the pig. This is the thing. Some obsessions, I feel like it's not even your fault. Like you say you like something, someone buys you a gift, and then it's just more people see that one gift and get you another pig, and then 10 years later you have 100 pigs and you go, how did this even start?
I feel like with yours it probably comes from like a place of like comfort, because it's like, I loved pigs growing up. It's such an odd animal too, because when you're a kid, it's like you collected like cats, dogs, like usually it was like furry animals. Or if you're me and thought they were a boy, I collected dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs. I thought it was a dinosaur.
I thought it was a boy.
I still think I thought it was a boy. Now I'm a dinosaur.
Step Brothers at the end when the dad's like, I grew up when I was little, I thought it was a dinosaur.
Yeah,
and he's like,
I was like, that's literally me. Actually, real quick, it was so bad that I have a bunch of cousins my age, and when we have like family parties, we play the game where it was like you'd run away from the monster, and I was always the monster because I would walk around like this and like have and my dad to this day, because he's embarrassing, is like, Lisa, can you do your dinosaur yell? I'm 34 years old, Dad. I'm not doing the dinosaur yell. So
do you do it though?
I'm not gonna. I don't know. I'm not just going around like. I'm not doing, I was a kid, it was very powerful, and now I've aged and smoked too much weed. But yeah, like for me, like I don't collect dinosaurs anymore, but dinosaurs are a place of comfort for me.
Yeah.
Like I'm shocked they don't have a dinosaur tattoo yet. I will get one at some point, but like I love dinosaurs, and anything dinosaurs like reminds me of when I was a kid and was like obsessed with them. Do you get that same feeling with pigs?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my whole entire closet until I went away to college was just shelves of pigs. And I didn't break any of the piggy banks until I moved, I think, from Florida to LA. I needed the money.
How much of your pigs did you bring here? How many?
I think I brought like 5.
The 5 top pigs in your collection.
So now in my mom's attic is just boxes of pigs. But it was fun. Actually, I wish I could remember how much money ended up being in them, but they were all full to the top, all the piggy banks.
Maybe you just had an obsession with money and you're just like, I think it's pigs.
Yeah, I'm like, sorry, I need your change for my pigs.
My pigs. Well, that's so funny because when I think of like grandparents, front thing, my grandma collected pigs, which was awesome.
Love her.
But I remember as a kid, we used to go over to my neighbor's house, and she was an older woman. She was probably in her 70s and 80s. I don't know, as a kid, she could have been like 30, but she was very old, and she collected roosters, and her entire apartment was roosters. She had rooster clocks, she had rooster art, and it was so cool. I always thought that was so fascinating. And then I saw the trend with like other people's grandmas, and like my friend's grandma collected cows, and they had like a cow printed couch and cow pillows.
Wow.
Yeah,
cow couch.
Like the cow couch was I still think about that couch.
That's commitment.
That couch was the shit. And then my grandma collected pigs. I don't know what it is about old people and farm animals.
Also, my mom collected frogs.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's kind of a farm animal. I mean, it is an animal.
But just random animals. I wish I could remember what the sketch was, but SNL did a sketch making fun of like how moms collect, like find this animal. And then it's like, we don't know what to gift our parents. So they get that animal just like my pigs. And it's just a downward spiral of other people thinking of you when they see this item.
I really wish you like took pictures and videos of your collection, because that would have been fucking awesome. When my grandma passed away, bless her heart, we all inherited her pig collection, which is really cute. Like I still have like a piggy bank that I use all the time. I have a little piggy pen. My mom has like pig jewelry, and it was really cute. I had like a little piggy cup. We have like pig art on my parents' wall. And then I think about what happens when I'm gonna die. And my nieces are gonna inherit like my anime figurines, and they're gonna be like, well, I don't know what to do with this like gay fan art of this of Naruto and Sasuke. Does anyone want this? It was my great aunt's. Like, I don't know.
Great aunt.
My great aunt Lisa passed down her 30-inch statue of Virgil from Devil May Cry. Like, who's gonna take? I just think about like my nieces and like sitting down with a lawyer, being like, who's gonna take Lisa's Gundam? Aunt Lisa left you a very extensive collection of figures. And like, what's even funnier now is because like my obsession obviously is I'm obsessed with certain characters. So I have like I have this giant glass case in my room, and the top shelf is Yakuza, which is the game I got to work with. The second shelf is Reagan from Mob Psycho 100, which is him, and I have everything. My friend made a plushie for me of him. I have like these Nendoroid dolls, which are really, really expensive. I have pins, I have buttons, it's crazy. My friend even has a worse collection of his than I do. Like it's insane. And then the shelf below it is Gintama, which is this, and it's like all my two favorite characters. I have all their figurines, and the bottom shelf is like a bunch of other random ones. I have a very curated collection. I have a huge collection of Legend of Zelda things, and like it's for me it's kind of like the thing where it's like it's a place of comfort, because it's like all these characters have like been really relatable to me in a way. They're all broke in their 30s. Which is what I've gotten now that I've mentioned it. Every single one of them like probably smells a little weird. They're all broken in their 30s. But like in general, it's like I got really into the Yakuza games. So the story was so good. It's so fascinating to me. And I was just like, oh, I got to own everything. I have to have everything. And like when people come over and they see my stuff, they're like fascinated by it. And I think that's really cool. And then it's the thing that we're going to talk about next is like, when does that thing that is cool and like just like a cool hobby become really like bad?
A problem.
Like, when does this obsession get onto the negative side of things?
Yeah, because online, like when you ask like is collecting items an obsession or an addiction, it says this one thing was like, no, it's a hobby, which is clearly from a collector that said no, it's a hobby.
It is even funny too, because like my friend that does collect all the Reagan stuff, I love you so much if you listen to this episode. She has everything you could possibly own of that character. And I've realized that like with other people too, because we haven't done an episode on this obviously because we just started, but we're going to do an episode on fandoms. And like I'm a lot more involved in fandoms than you are, which is a good thing, because that just being in fandoms itself is a collection. I collect fandoms. Like my subreddits are like, here are 5 different fandoms I'm in. Here are 5 different sub fandoms I'm in, like fandoms of the characters in the genre.
And I'm like, what is a fandom?
Which is so funny. Yeah. And like it's the same thing with like the collection stuff, where it's like, okay, on the surface, you just buy something cute that's like a pig, right? Or it's like, oh, this is cute, and it would add it to my my collection. It kind of goes with my aesthetic. But you're not going out and buying every single thing of a pig. Like, you don't have packets of bacon just sitting there getting framed up there. You don't just have, oh, here's a vial of pig's blood. You know,
that would be pretty cool, though.
I know what to get you for Christmas. When we have a witchcraft episode, I'll bring in a vial of pig's blood. But it's like, yeah, like you have to know personally when to draw the line, just like with, you know, just like how we talked about skincare and stuff. It's like, you have to know, like, is this do I even have a place to put this shit? That's where I'm at in my collection part. Like when my old apartment, I had 2 bedrooms. Like I had my bedroom, my office. My office is like the hub of nerdy things.
I mean, that would be fun. That's the whole fun part about having an office is you can put your collections in it.
And you collect. In here, we have this whatever this is. This is fun.
It's art.
It's art. Yeah, we have art. That's what it is. And I did that on purpose because, like, I've realized that the things that I collect I don't think they're adolescent because you have to have money to buy the stuff, okay? And children don't have money.
That's a good justification.
Yeah. And at the same time, and also, like, it was really good, like, because when I stream, you can see all my cool, like, collections and stuff. It's a conversation starter, right? And so I didn't have a limit to what I could buy. I just bought anything. I was like, oh, I want this on my counter. I want this, blah, blah, blah. Then I moved to LA where you can't afford a 2-bedroom apartment by yourself. So now I have a roommate, and I have the master bedroom, and all my stuff goes in my room. And then that's when I realized, okay, this is kind of an addiction because I still to this day, I've been living there for like 8 months. I still to this day have 3 boxes full of figurines, built Gunpla, Nendoroids. And you're like, what the fuck is a Nendoroid? Exactly. Figmas, Nendoroids, like all sorts of things that it's like, I have, because I like hold on so much to my childhood, I have like old Pokemon figurines from as a kid. I have old Zelda ones that are probably worth money now, just sitting in a box getting dusty. And that's when I was like, okay, I have to take a break because I don't know where to put any of this shit. And like, it's not nearly as bad as some people because I don't know if you've, I mean, we can talk about hoarding because hoarding is a big part of collecting.
I think it is a big part of collecting, and that's when it goes into an addiction. Because like you're like, this is a hobby. I love collecting things. I don't have room. I have to spend less. You can control it.
Yeah.
I think when you can't control it is when it crosses that line.
Yeah. I remember when I was a little kid, actually the same person whose grandma collected pigs. And this isn't, I shouldn't say this is a collection because it's really bad, but I remember her parents had like a foster home for animals.
Okay.
They ran like a foster pet, whatever, right? No, it was just a house with like 13 dogs. Like that was it. And at first it was like, oh, that's really sweet that your parents like bring in foster animals, like bring them back, blah, blah. And they, you know, it was the early 2000s, so they had their weird website to like have their dogs and stuff. But then you went over there and you're like, this person is hoarding animals.
Oh,
and it's like the dogs are all well taken care of, but there is a limit to like, that's too many animals.
Yeah.
Like if you have like a farm, then yes, you can have all the pigs.
But not a house or an apartment.
But it was like a small house. And then at that point, I was like, okay, people do things like this of the goodness of their heart, but this is also a problem because I can't sleep anywhere without getting dog hair in my mouth. Like I couldn't even eat over there, and it was like, and it was really sad. And it's like, oh, it's like you're doing this for a good thing, but it's one of those things where it's like sometimes you have to like tell people.
Yes, which on like the Hoarders show. That's how like they're so far gone into the addiction because they don't want to listen. Like anyone who's trying to help them, they're just like, stop, leave me the fuck alone. I want to collect this. They don't want help.
It reminds me of that Ali Wong joke about her mom and how she just had like the manual for the TI-85 calculator, but not the actual calculator because you never knew if you needed it or not, which is also a really funny thing because I'm only like I'm a fourth Korean. I'm Native American, Spanish, all sorts of weird shit. But in my head, I'm white. Like that's like I know one language. Like I'm white like that. But both of my grandparents on both sides of the family are interracial marriages. Like my mom's side, my grandpa's full Korean, my grandma's full German. My dad's side, it's Mexican, Native American, Spanish.
They're ahead of the times. Nice work. Look what you created.
And then you kind of realize like coming from different cultures and stuff, how they collect things. Like, it's like our grandparents lived during wars. They lived in areas where they didn't have access to things. So every single thing they held on to was very important. And that was kind of the thing that happened. Like, when our grandparents passed away, it's like, why do they have all these old shit? Like, why do they have all those old documents? Like, things like you'll never need now that we have the cloud. We have cloud save. We don't need all
true.
Yeah, and you don't notice that until as you get older. Like, I'm sure the pig collection thing was just like a comfort thing, but it's like, I don't know, maybe my grandma had a pig when she was a kid that went off to war and never came home, and she's just holding on to that last memory of her pig going to war.
And I'm like, I like pink.
I really do want to see like you should have your mom ship some of your pig stuff over here.
No, thank you. I don't have room for that. But it is funny thinking about like your grandparents' collections and you passing down things, because like think about like me now, like what would I pass down? Or if there's a fire, what would you save? It's like my laptop.
Yeah, my phone.
Like it
is just stuff when you think about it, but it's like I would obviously be devastated. I always think that's my biggest irrational fear is like if my house catches on fire, like I'm gonna lose all my shit. And then in the end you're like, it is just stuff, because I've lost so many valuable things in my life, and I'm like, it is just stuff when you think about it. But it's like, no, I look forward to when the next Yakuza figurine comes out or the next Reagan figurine comes out. Like, that's a big place of comfort for me, because I don't have any talents with my hands. Like, I don't draw, I don't paint, I don't play instruments. Like, but I like to collect shit. So it's like, and also I think it's a huge reflection of how much I connect with certain series or connect with a certain piece of media, where it's like, I really want to get all the stuff, which is, it's totally fine.
It makes you feel completed. And also, like, as a kid, you start collecting things. Like, it makes sense that a lot of people become obsessed with collections, because you collect toy cars, you collect your Barbies, all your toys are starting this obsession feeling and like wanting more. And when we were visiting Matt's nephew, he collects these like little fighter toys and like has every single one.
And I probably know what they are, and I'd probably be like,
the two that fight each other.
There's a lot of
they go on this little thing like this, and the
like
doll,
like the Rock-a-Sock'em robots, the Rock-a-Sock'em robots. You know what I mean? The little guys.
It's like the new version of that, but he has bins. He knows, and he's so smart. Everyone he knows which ones he's missing. He knows how hard they are to find. The kids are obsessed. Kids are obsessed with collecting now that prime drink.
And now that we found out everyone's autistic, everyone loves collecting shit. So it's so how many people like say that? It's like, oh, that's just a form of autism. It's like, no. I mean, I do have a mental illness, but it's not, and that is not a mental illness for one thing. But also, I just like the shit a lot, and let me have it, But now it's gotten the point where my room looks like half of a 34-year-old woman's room and half of a 15-year-old boy's. Like, I really need like a divider, like up here. I just need like a curtain to close. If I ever have a boy over, I gotta like close the curtain and be like, come to bed. And they're like, what's behind that curtain? I was like, don't worry about it. I did have at my old apartment, I did have a guy over who I like. Whatever. I met him that night. Who gives a shit? We were out drinking, having a good time, and I lived right above it. I was like, you want to come over and like smoke? And I like never really told him that I was a nerd, because it was Seattle. I had long sleeve shirts. He didn't see my tattoos. He came over and he goes, do you have like a roommate? I was like, no. He goes, oh, you just have like a lot of like cool shit. Like, I was like, oh, thank you. That's all mine. He goes, oh. Like, immediately was like, wait, that's all yours? I was like, yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm a big nerd. Is this a red flag? Don't worry. We're going to have sex in the other room. It's fine. We can we'll just close the office door. We'll put on do not disturb sign. Man. Come to the room that has pink blankets. Yeah. That's a wrap. But we did want to talk about, too, because Mandy and I talked about our own collections and what, our biggest comforts and whatever. We both kind of did like a deep dive online to see like what weird collections we could find, like just to like look for like a story we could talk about. And turns out there's a lot more than just like one story of weird shit that we found online.
There's so many weird obsessions online. The most random things that I don't get why.
Some of them are so dope though. I found someone who collects exit signs. Did you see that one?
I saw a do not disturb sign collector, but not an exit sign.
That's terrifying. Like, imagine having just a room of do not disturb signs. That screams serial killer. But this person had, she had like green lighting that we had, and then had a bunch of exit signs from different countries and different places. And at first you're like, this is fucking weird, but the aesthetic was amazing.
Oh.
Because it's all green and white in different colors or in different forms of green and white, and then also had like a green light at the bottom. I was like, okay, I kind of fuck with this. It looks like a fancy old diner.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then we both found people have a weird I shouldn't say weird obsession, because we've established that.
A crazy obsession.
We've established that whatever. We cannot shame other people's collections. Hot sauce is really big.
Lot of hot sauce.
I wonder what it is, though. I don't think it's because of the flavor. I think it's because of the bottles.
I think it is the bottles. I totally think it is, because they showed this guy's house, and I should look it up. It said like how many hot sauces he had, but it was just the whole room of it.
I had an old roommate that got one of those like hot sauce packet things that you get from like your parents for Christmas, where it has like 30 hot sauces in it. And we actually did go to Buffalo Wild Wings, get a bunch of wings and try all of them.
Ooh.
And I just want to say, most of them are not good.
Oh.
they're collecting this bottles of hot sauce is really cool, but so many of them like taste like vinegar, like spicy vinegar to me.
That's not what you want.
Maybe because I'm new to the hot sauce world, but
I like sriracha.
there you go. Very white of you to like sriracha.
Oh, thanks. So this guy, guess how many bottles of hot sauce he has?
Does he have a room of it?
The largest collection of chili sauce in the world.
They can't be open.
Like, I mean, they'd go bad because they have to be refrigerated. It doesn't say if it's a room, but it looks like it is.
That's the thing, is like, people collect it and then they don't open it, or do they open them and just keep them and just eat it on everything?
I feel like if it's a collector, they don't open them.
I feel like some hot sauces can stay for a while though, because they have so much shit in them. But yeah, that's weird. For me, that's awesome if people want to collect that. It's like I used to collect like beer bottles. And then I just looked like an alcoholic.
Everyone in college had the bottles that they drank as the top of their apartment.
It was so gross. And it was always like Hypnotic and like fucking Jaeger. We were so trashy when we were young.
It wasn't cool.
I would collect bottles too. And it was like, I was collecting cans too. And I was like, why do I have a can of empty PBR in my room? Like, this is not cool.
I was collecting beer bottle caps, and then I made a belt out of them.
See, that's cool. Like, and I saw a lot of collections like that. Like, people would collect like colored bottle tops and like bottle caps and stuff, because those are really easy.
They're small. That's convenient. But wait, just in case anyone was wondering.
Oh yeah, the hot
Guess
sauce.
how many hot sauce bottles?
1,000.
6,000.
No,
it's a lot.
That's
Look at this
lot
picture.
Of money.
It's just.
He looks like someone who would collect.
He looks just like someone who would collect hot sauce.
He has a long white beard. He looks like a wizard of hot sauce.
It's everything you would think it was.
Yeah, see, so many like I did, the Hot Ones show.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. I wish one day I will.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
But we did like a comedy show like that, where we took the bottles from there and we had like a hot sauce comedy show. And I tried that one. I think it's called Mad Dog.
Okay.
Oh my God. It just like tastes like you're drinking cancer.
Oh,
it's
no.
so bad. So like, I mean, but whatever. The bottles look cool. I guess it's a way to collect something.
One that I thought was also so people collect hot sauce because of the bottles. So this one I thought was the most random, but then I thought about why I think it is, and I want to see if you can guess. So there was a lady that collects the stickers off of bananas.
I saw that.
Okay.
She had 2,200 in a binder.
Yes.
I was like, that's interesting.
But so I think I know why. Do you know why?
I don't. I just saw, I was like, I thought it was Pokemon cards because I saw the binder and I was like, oh my God, these are stickers you get on produce.
Okay, this is what I
Your
think.
face is so excited right now. Okay.
Okay. Because I was so confused on it, and then I was like, I got it. I think I know why. I love the feeling of taking that sticker off the banana. It makes that like crispy little sound.
But collecting them?
I think she likes the sound or the feeling
and
of the
just putting
peel.
it on something else?
Maybe it's like the peel gets her off. And
the peel gets her off.
And then she just collects it as like a She goes, this old lady every time.
You know what the most okay, I like that, but for me the most terrifying collection ever you could collect cum napkins. I don't care. But you know what creeps me out the most is Funko Pops. Anytime I see someone collect Funko Pops, I'm like, you need to go to therapy. They are, you know what a Funko Pop is,
yes,
right?
I do.
They are terrifying. I'm sorry. I even have friends that work for Funko because they're based out of Washington. They're based in Everett. They terrify the shit out of me because I get why people collect them. It's a cheaper version than the things that you want to buy. If you want to buy a character you love, they're like $10, right? But their eyes are blacked out, and it makes it feel like it's staring into my soul. Oh, no. Every time I look at them, I had a really weird fear, trypophobia. Do you know what that is? I think it's
of holes.
I used to have that fear when I was a kid.
Of holes?
Yeah.
I have that.
You actually
I have that really bad.
Oh
my God.
That's why you're so obsessed with skincare, because of pores.
I get so, I can't even talk about it.
And that's what it's called though, right?
I thought it was trypophobia or
Whole phobia.
And that if you guys have it, American Horror Story, screw off, because they put up these billboards that set off the whole community. I'm on these Facebook groups.
Her Reddit community of tryptophobics.
Oh, I think it is trypophobia.
It might be. I know it starts with a TR, but I only have it with things like that. It's when it's okay. Did I just ruin the podcast? I only have it with Funko Pops.
That's so weird.
I have Funko Poptophobia is what I have. Okay, they just terrify me. They make every character look soulless, and I don't want to hate on people, but every time I go on those Reddit collections and someone's like, "Look at all my Funko Pops," I'm like, I will never fuck you ever. I will never go into your house. I won't be your friend. I've gone to house parties where I'm having a good time, and I go walk in the hallway and there's Funko Pops everywhere. I hate it. It gives me nightmare. It's nightmare fuel for me. So like, yeah, if you have a collection of cum napkins, fine. But if you have a collection of Funko Pops, I'm getting the fuck out of your house, okay? But a lot of people have that, and it's so funny how the internet has kind of memed that, because like I was looking at these collections and stuff, and like a lot of them I found on Twitter too, because Twitter is the hub of everyone's problems and addictions. And every time someone posts a Funko Pop collection, all the comments are so mean.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just like it's become this thing where it's just like kind of cringe. Like I own a few. Like
yeah, I have one, Gilda Radner.
I don't. It's in a box, and it's not going to leave the box.
Mine has left the box.
Nope. I'm not. Mine is like they were gifted because they're characters I love. I get it, but I do not want to stare into those soulless eyes and those. I don't want to know what's behind that weird box shaped head. But every time someone posts a Funko Pop collection, all the comments are just like sending hate from blah blah blah. Like sending hate from Mexico. Okay,
is it like a basic a basic toy, like
a basic bitch toy for nerds?
Bitch, yeah,
it is a basic bitch toy for nerds. I don't even know how to relate it to other things, like as far as like other forms of like collections and fandoms, because I don't know if you collect. What do sports people collect? Bobbleheads, maybe?
Baseball cards.
If they had Funko bobbleheads, there you go. It would just be like, why'd you ruin this character that was so beautiful? And what's so funny is because they're so they have so much pride in their look, where they're like, this is top tier, and you made Pikachu look like a demon. But they're so proud of like their look that it almost makes you cringe, and I think that's it.
Have you been to the giant Funko store on Sunset?
I refuse to. I've also been invited to go to the actual Funko Pop store in Everett where they're based, and I said absolutely not. I do not want nightmares. I do not want to be woken up next to a giant Funko Pop, but that's just how, like, but the whole Funko Pop thing is funny. But then I started seeing other people's collections, and it also made me realize this is how much different anime fans are from the real world, or I guess video game anime fandom. Because in the collections, people are like, look at my collections of who was it? It was one of the Looney Tunes characters. I don't know.
Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, we'll just say Bugs Bunny. The Bugs Bunny. It's like, look at my collections of Bugs Bunny. Everyone's like, dude, that's fucking awesome, because there's like this weird nostalgic thing to it, and and there's so much like different types of like there's so much like
versions of them.
Yeah, like remember in like the 90s when you got like the cool cups
Yeah,
from like McDonald's
I
and
loved
stuff.
those.
And like, or it was Marty the Martian too was another one of them. And then I was like, this looks so cool. Like this is such a cool aesthetic. And then I see someone's anime figurine collection. I'm like, what a fucking nerd. Like that, yeah, me included. I'm shitting on my own self. But like anyone, that's why I like kind of just put a curtain over my shit when people come over. I'm like, you know what? I'm not ashamed of it, but it does make me look like a 12-year-old boy. But for some reason, it doesn't work like that when you see like a Western cartoon. Like if I go over to someone's house and they have like a collection of like Simpsons shit, I'm like, dude, that's fucking awesome. I love the Simpsons. Even though it's like super mainstream, you can find Simpsons shit everywhere. But if it's anime stuff, I think it's because anime characters have such a distinct look that's like kind of like ugh. And then I collect.
I don't know.
That's just me though.
It's probably
You're just like I just love you for who you are.
I don't. We always get insecure. Like I mean, I think if you walked into somebody's apartment and they had too much of any one thing, it would be like, huh.
I would. Funko Pops. Interesting. I'm leaving and calling the police. I will say this too. I do sell like stuff online sometimes because I've collected so much stuff for the years. I don't have room for it. So I just started selling things. That's how I know it's not addiction is I've started to let things go. Like I've started selling like old Naruto figures when I was obsessed with Naruto. I started like selling some free shit that I've gotten from companies and stuff. And I love it so much because it's so much different vibe than selling like clothes online. Have you ever sold anything on like Poshmark or anything?
Yeah, my shit is so cheap that nobody wants it.
Mine, there was a time in my life where I thought I knew how to dress.
I haven't gotten there yet.
I forgot there was a comedian I used to be friends with that had a joke online about techie bros in Seattle. And he goes, techie bros are basically guys that shop at Nordstrom and just buy whatever. They don't actually know how to dress. That was me. When I had money, I was just going to buy things that were expensive and realize it didn't look good. So I've managed to sell stuff on Poshmark. And it's such a different vibe because on Poshmark, when you sell stuff, they're just like, oh, thank you. It fit. Have a nice day. You sell something on like Macari, which is basically Poshmark for figurines, and people like write you love letters.
Wow. So you feel good about selling it. Like it went to a good home.
Oh, it's the sweetest thing ever. I had someone write this teacher like, I've been looking for this. Like there's Uniqlo. You know Uniqlo? Or Uniqlo. It's like a Japanese clothing brand. They do like winter stuff and whatnot. But they have a lot of collaborations with like anime a lot. And I bought like a few shirts a couple years ago with this anime Naruto, and I was like, well, I don't really need this stuff anymore. So I started selling it because I only wore it once. And someone like sent me this huge letter like, I've been looking for this Naruto shirt everywhere for years. I knew it was like a special collection of Uniqlo, and like most people are selling it online for like $70. Thank you for selling it for $10. And I was like, I could have sold this for $70. You're welcome, I guess. And it's just the sweetest things because it's like I shit on people for collecting Funko Pops, but like I've even sold Funko Pops online and gotten sweet letters. Like it was so hard to find the specific one. This was like a Hot Topic exclusive. I'm like, what a cringy sentence. But it's like one of those things where it's like I made someone's day because they genuinely love this stuff. Like that's why it's like in the end I won't shit on you. I just won't come over if you have Funko Pops. That's it. But you know what? You do you. And I don't feel like you really get that vibe with any other type of collections. Maybe a pig. Maybe someone wanted a very specific pig.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. There was some like gross. You said you found some gross collections, right?
Yeah, I mentioned the cum napkins.
So that a cum napkin was actual real.
Someone put it in jars.
Oh my God!
It's
no,
fine,
I'm not
guys.
looking up.
Some of us know what the mason jar meme is already. We don't have to explain it on here.
Oh no, I don't.
Well, we will not.
Haven't seen it.
Don't look it up. Please don't look it up. Mandy, I love you because you're so innocent compared to the horrors I've seen on the internet.
Although all my jokes, people would think the opposite. No, I found some weird ones. They range like from all over the place. A man collects women's bras. That's one that I thought was real creepy.
Yeah, but if he sells them online,
I don't think if you're collecting them, you're not selling them.
Nope.
It says a man collecting bras may be considered a pervert. However,
might be considered a man collecting cum napkins might need to go to therapy. We don't know. However,
he clearly is having fun. However, one man in China has collected more than 5,000 bras and is even planning to start a bra museum. Actually, he is a health worker. His job is to promote health education to students. Uh-oh, this is getting weird.
They better be some tasteful fucking bras.
I don't know. It's every time he preached about bra and breast health education, he would ask...
He would get a massive hard-on.
For sure. It says he would ask students to donate their ill-fitting bras. Wait, this has gotten so weird. When I saw a man collecting bras, I wasn't expecting it to be a teacher.
I hate the term ill-fitting for some reason. Like, it's ugh.
First of all, no bra is comfortable.
It feels like the bra is moist, but it's okay to be moist. So
it is okay to be moist. He explained that his aim was to show the importance of choosing the right bra and to raise awareness to breast.
I need you to try on the bra in front of me. I can tell if it fits right.
This is for breast cancer awareness diseases. So this sounds like this guy just turned into a wanting of... He's trying to cover up his pervertedness for collecting women's bras by spreading breast cancer awareness and collecting bras that don't fit from his students.
Yeah,
What?
Here's the thing. A, I need to see what this bra collection looks like, so send me the link. Maybe I can convince him to send me some. But also, like, asking people to donate their bras knowing that your teacher might be a bra collector, that's
what?
Not a big fan. See, some of the weird ones I found were like someone collected elevator buttons. I'm like, that's cool.
Sucks for the people in the elevator.
I really do.
Like, I've been in elevators where the button's missing, and I'm like, that's my floor.
Someone is collecting it. There was one that this girl actually, which I found on Instagram, not Reddit, she collects her cat's fur and makes them into dolls.
Okay.
Which is the exact reaction I got, where it's like, to collect any sort of hair to begin with is weird.
Yeah.
But she like brushes all of her, she like shows herself collecting her cat's fur, like she grooms it, blah, blah, cuts it, puts in it, washes it, dries it out, and then knits little cat figurines.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Which I'm like, and people are like, oh, this is so cute. And her whole thing, it's like the bra thing. Cause the bra guy's like, I'm teaching you about breast cancer, blah, blah,
He's
blah.
like,
Hand me your bra. Hers is like, it's reuse and recycle. I'm like, that is not the thing.
No. There's a lot more going on there than recycling.
Like no one is giving you a Nobel Peace Prize. Nobel Peace Prize for collecting your cat's fur and making it into little voodoo dolls.
No.
When your cat's in trouble, do you stab the voodoo doll? Try that again, Scruffy. I got you this time.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, and I found her Instagram, and what's so funny is the internet is so unhinged that all the comments are so positive.
Of course, because everyone's scared to say something mean these days.
It's not even that. It's just that everyone now is just so like I get, like, you don't, even when the person had the Funko Pops and all the comments were like, sending hate for Mexico, that shit was fucking funny, for one thing. But in general, it's like, this person's being harassed for something they genuinely enjoy doing and love. And, like, I don't think you should bully someone, especially if they were causing no harm to people. But there is a line to draw where it's like, bitch, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird as shit.
It's really weird.
People call me out on my weird shit. Like, mainly my tattoos. But, like, it's okay to shit on people. You know, bullying does work sometimes. Which is really that's really just the overall, thing about this episode. But yeah, besides that though, it was just like people, I mean, I've seen, obviously when you think about serial killers and stuff, you think about things that they collect, like fingernails and stuff like that.
There was a nail guy on here.
Yeah. And in my head, I'm like, this shit should not be normalized.
There's the weird thing, like when I cut, like, I gotta get my nails done now, but like, when I would cut my toenails or nails, I would love to make the little pile and just see how much.
And you'll burn it. See what happens. And you put it in a little jar and put some pigs in it.
I would like to see like how much nail came. I don't know. I liked the pile at the end, but
you don't collect it. You throw it away because you're a normal human.
Yeah.
Just like how men should be throwing away their cum napkins, not keeping it in mason jars covered in glitter and be like, look, this is last week's.
Oh no.
Oh,
I wish cum had glitter in it.
I always think about this. Be like, I'm talking about how I'm like, I am not like, just to be real, I'm not ashamed of any of my collections. I do think it's very funny because I do have a vibe of where my bedroom was very like, come in here, big boy. And my office is like, this is where I collect all my stuff. Like, there was a big juxtaposition of who I am in my apartment. And I love that. But in general, I think about people who collect weird shit and like it's cool. Like, I would love to go over someone's house and be like, I collect vintage cameras. I collect elevator buttons. I'm like, that's weird as shit, but that's fucking cool. Like, I've seen people's horror collections. Like, that's fucking awesome. But going over to someone's house and being like, I collect like dead animals in a jar, or like I even don't even like people having taxidermy in their apartments.
I was just going to bring up taxidermy. So that was one of the things. This one lady was obsessed with taxidermy mice that are dressed up in outfits.
I saw that and I was like, you know what? That's kind of cute.
It was cute. I wish it wasn't cute.
But I was also like, that is a dead animal.
I know.
So I'm like, yeah, and that's what's so funny too. It's like you were talking about people like making voodoo dolls out of their cat fur and stuff, but it's like taxidermy is so normalized.
Yeah.
And I always thought that was weird because I'm like, I don't ever want, like, if my cats pass away, they pass away. Like, I don't, it's the thing about like the Sheraton thing we talk about. Like, these animals didn't consent to having their bodies stuffed. Like, no. I feel like when something's dead, you should just let it
be dead.
Let it be dead. Like, I dated a guy who was like, I would live in Washington. There's a lot of hunter guys up there, but like he was just obsessed with taxiderming shit. And he like, but it was like I get if you do it to like a cougar, I guess, whatever. That's your prize. You ate the meat, whatever. But he would do it to like mice and like raccoons and like possums. And he thought it was like funny. And I'm like, this is not funny. This is weird. But he did it himself. It was like, oh yeah, I did it myself. Like, it's like, so you just murdered this thing just to see if you could taxiderm it? Like, that's so weird to me. But, you know, whatever. It's better than Funko Pops.
Yeah. But I want to go through some more of these. I want you guys to hear some more.
We need to get through some more.
So there was a lady that connected miniature chairs. She collected over 3,000 chairs.
Where'd she put them?
I don't know. That's why I think, like,
wait,
hands up.
What do you think about what size?
Miniature. They look like 3 feet to smaller.
I was thinking like this size.
No, they're
like cute little ones.
They look like the size like a doll could fit in.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, because it seems like dead baby chairs.
Yeah, I was thinking like tiny little ones that you can put in like a Barbie house.
I think she probably, if she has 3,000, there are Barbie house sizes, but these are like.
I wonder why. Maybe she pretends there's like friends on there.
I don't know. That's a weird one. Then there was a guy that collects.
But I mean, if the chairs are cute, sure.
That's very nice of you.
I know. I would just combine all the chairs and make one giant chair. Sorry.
Then there was a guy that collected air sickness bags.
What?
I need to
see this.
He holds the Guinness Book World Record for the largest collection of air sickness bags. He has over 6,290.
You know what, though? That's kind of cool. Because it's kind of like when people collect bottle caps and stuff.
From where you traveled.
Maybe he travels a lot and likes the airline aesthetic. Like, I used to collect my hotel key cards.
So it's kind of like the same.
And then one hotel asked for it back one time, and I stopped collecting them.
Oh,
like,
no.
It literally ruined my collection. I didn't have much. I had like maybe like 20. Mm-hmm. But I was like, you want it back? They're like, yeah, we reused them. I was like, oh, well, I guess I got to say goodbye to my past life. Like, yeah. I mean, okay, so that's
fun traveling.
When you say air sickness bags, though, it doesn't seem as cool until you see a photo of it, and it is like every bag has like its own airlines and stuff on it. That is kind of cool.
Well, actually. It says from 1,191 different airlines, as many as 200 countries.
I didn't even know there's 1,000 airlines in the world.
Me neither. I think some of them probably don't exist anymore.
It's like people collecting matchbooks or sugar packets from like different restaurants. Okay, I like that. That's a cool one.
Back scratchers.
Okay.
This doctor owns more than 800 of hand tools. I've never heard of them called handy tools, which are displayed in cabinets in the hallways of his practice.
Handy tools, like
I guess he's calling a back scratcher a handy tool.
I guess. Is it shaped as a hand?
Yeah.
To scratch your back?
Back scratcher.
Okay,
That's
back
for my
scratcher.
Family Guy people. How many people do you think say that? First
All
of all,
the time.
that going
All the
into that
time.
doctor's office. And also, how many people are like, why does my doctor's office have 800 back scratchers?
Back scratchers.
All over
Okay,
the
but
place.
I actually do love that. Because it's like because some backtrackers have a hand shaped at the bottom.
Yeah.
See, if as long as the thing is wildly different every time you see it, I feel like that's kind of a cool collection. Like the exit signs, it also shows like where you've been. Like collecting air sickness bags, collecting
License plates,
elevator buttons, matchbooks, sugar packets. All those to me is like, oh, this person has been a lot of places and they want a souvenir. Like to me, that's a souvenir.
Some are cheaper than others. I used to collect every place I would visit. I would collect hoodies of it. Then I ran out of room.
Yeah, and then that's also expensive. I actually do have a collection to talk about. I collect lanyards.
Really?
I have a shit ton of lanyards. I'll take a picture when I get home. I have about maybe 40.
Oh, that's a lot.
Every time I've been to a convention, I keep my lanyard and my badge.
See, that's like a fun one to remember things.
So I have all of my lanyards and badges. It's like and it's like I've been going to conventions for video games, animes, tech, whatever since 2006. So I have like years and years. And one time I did accidentally grab an old badge to a con instead of a newer badge on accident because it was PAX. They have the same colors every year. Stop doing that.
Did they not let you in?
No, they didn't even notice. I just waved it and I was like, I guess I'll just try to get away with it. But no, like I collect lanyards because every time I go to a con, I get a new lanyard.
That's a fun one. And then it's small.
But my OCD takes over and I'm like, I have to get rid of some of these. And I don't. I just hide them so I don't ever see them again.
I didn't want to talk about this, but it kept popping in my mind because it really is going to set me off. But I had a DVD collection. And this March, before moving here, I forced myself to get rid of a lot of things. I thought on a day of purging where like some days you're on it, you're like, okay, I'm better. I can get rid of these things. I got rid of all of my DVDs besides 5. I've gotten a DVD for Christmas since I was a kid. My favorite movies, my favorite SNL DVDs. And I was like, everything's online. I don't need it. I got rid of them. Freaked out. I wish I didn't. I really want to go back to Goodwill and get them all because first of all, they're not all online.
Also, physical media is dying. So if you guys are collecting physical media, please keep it.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Then my dad said, and I'm so freaking mad. I didn't call him or think this one through. I was just so proud of myself for getting rid of stuff. Get like a book and get rid of the DVDs and just put them in a binder. So at least you have them, something small.
That's what I did with all my CDs. I have all my CDs, which are all like mediocre emo bands.
I have
from 2002. That's really all it is. No, I mean, yeah, physical media in general. Like I started buying physical copies of games that I love, even though I download them because like it's kind of fucked up. We live in a world now where they can just take things away from us that we pay for.
And also like
digitally.
For sure, you go and it's hard to find things that you like. And the main thing about keeping your digital media is you don't remember like your favorite movies sometimes or what you want to watch.
I got rid of a lot of DVDs before I moved here, but I always kept my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Which was like Fight Club because I'm 34 with a mental illness. Yeah. But like every time an anime comes out that I really love, I wait for the special edition Blu-ray set came out and I buy it. So like Mob Psycho 100 is about telekinesis and the first season, I shit you not, comes with a spoon. Like in the collection. Like
a real spoon?
It comes with a real spoon. Because he's telekinetic. So it's like, okay. But it's a cool thing.
No, it's cool. It makes it, I'm sure everyone was so excited when they got that spoon.
They got their spoon. And then when One Punch Man came out this first season, I got the special Blu-ray and it comes with the journal written by the assistant or written by Genos, which is his like sidekick guy. And it's like I love it when they put like cool shit in there. Actually, this made me think of like a DVD that I'll keep forever. Do you remember the movie Memento?
I know the name of it. I don't remember it.
But it wasn't even one of my favorite movies. But when the DVD came out, they came up with a special one that comes with like this weird, like kind of like a doctor's journal. And like when you put it inside the DVD, you have to go through a series of like almost quizzes and like choose things to get to the menu. And there's a way to watch the movie in a different order because the movie has like a weird order.
Okay.
Because it starts like backwards basically because he's got to relive his memories or whatever. And it's like that's shit you cannot see anywhere else. Like I miss like the DVD home screens for
I
certain
know.
movies, because it's like they always had like little fun shit. But yeah, and sadly we don't really get that anymore. And
No.
and I don't know if anyone's bought a Blu-ray or a DVD in the last 10 years, but they've gotten rid of that almost exclusively.
Like selling them?
No, they've gotten rid of like
the home screens?
the cool home screens and menus now.
Oh, the home screen, they played like the song and you'd like
And
make your popcorn while it was playing.
like if you buy like a really basic version of a movie, like it's like, oh, it's just the movie.
Why would they do that?
Because people are just not buying physical media.
I'm gonna buy back all of my favorite DVDs and
You
get a binder.
should.
Oh, I fucked up.
And anytime I
wanted
see-
to find one more.
I was gonna say, anytime I see someone's collections online, I saw a lot for video games. Like these are my Switch games. These are my Nintendo 64 games. I just sold a bunch of old Nintendo 64 games that I had duplicates of because this is what a smart collector does. Is during the ages of 12 to 18, when people were like, I'm going to grow out of my nerdy habits. I'm like, not me. If you have any Pokemon cards you want to get rid of, send them my way.
Ooh,
any video
smart.
games you want to get rid of. And so I took about 3 people's N64 in their collections. I also have like 4 Pokemon binders inherited. I have a huge binder of Pokemon cards. How have I not talked about this? I have a huge binder of Pokemon cards I've had since 1997.
Wow.
I even have my first Pokemon card ever, which is a first edition holographic mod shop, which is probably worth a shit ton of money.
I was gonna say that
And-
Pokemon is just fucking.
Yeah, if I really ever hit the deep end of money, I can just sell like probably a fourth of my collection and make so much money if I want to, but I won't because I like collecting it. But that's the thing, is that now that all this physical media is leaving, there's a lot of N64 games you can't play online. I resold a bunch of these games and they sold like this because there's someone who's just like, I want to collect every single N64 game ever. So thank you so much for selling this. And it's just like a game that I've never played in my life that I had 2 copies of.
Well, Mario Kart is so expensive. Oh my
We could have
god!
a whole episode about this. This is a bad thing to leave the podcast on, because now I'm like, let's talk about game pricing and how things need to be preserved.
we can talk about it.
Yeah, game preservation's huge in collection, and I appreciate it. It's very expensive though. Like I'm, knock on wood, very glad that I've kept all my physical copies of Zelda, because every Zelda game is so much money.
Yeah, it's not
The most
cool.
expensive game though that you can't really find that's really popular is GameCube version of Super Smash Brothers. Easily like $75 to $150.
Jeez.
And I have 2 of them.
I used to have Can I have 2 of them? I used to have GameCube. This is a weird segue, but there was one more obsession I wanted to read.
Yes, absolutely.
Fossilized poop.
I mean, I'm a big fan of dinosaurs. So if it was dinosaur poop, maybe. By fossilized, are we talking about dinosaur poop? Or are we talking about like somebody pooped and then they're like, how do I make this petrified? How do I petrify my turd? I'm very proud of this one.
Okay, let's see. George Frenson is basically the Indiana Jones of poop. He's gotten his hands on 1,277 samples of fossilized feces. His collection was verified a world record breaker in August 2016. In October, he lent it. Who borrowed it? Oh, God. He lent it to the South Florida Museum. Florida.
Florida would have that.
Oh, come on.
That's what they hand you in the airport when you go to Florida. Here's your fossilized shit, by the
You
way.
get ceviche in California and fossilized shit in Florida. Visitors to the museum can feast their eyes.
Ew, don't use that word.
Why did they say that? From 8 different countries, including a 4-pound, 3.5-ounce prehistoric crocodile turd.
It's probably like a year old.
Named Precious. So no dinosaurs, just a precious shit from a crocodile.
You know what? Imagine like you meet him on Hinge. You have a great couple of first dates. Like, oh, I'm really feeling this dude. And
George
you go over
is
his place,
hot.
he goes, you want to see my fossilized shit collection?
It's been in museums in Florida.
I'd be like, as long as there's no Funko Pops, I'm there.
Oh,
wow. I think that's a really good story to leave this podcast on, this episode on.
I think it is, just in case it made any of you guys have to poop.
Or yeah, because I have to poop now. No. Honestly, if any of you guys have like cool collections you want to send over to us,
send
like
them.
I would love to see some of that shit. Not that shit. But I would love to see some of your weird collections. Also,
people send you their shit.
Yeah, just, you know what? People have sent me some weird things. But yeah, like I just love looking at the shit that people collect. I think it's awesome.
I agree.
Yeah, and we will make fun of it. So if you subscribe to our Patreon, we might even roast you.
Yeah.
Some people are into that, you know.
A lot of people are into that.
But if you guys had a great time, if you guys are loving this podcast so much, thank you so much for sticking around with us. And if you want some better exclusive content, you know, because this is just the garbage that we have. You should subscribe to our Patreon. We'll do special episodes of people's their own obsessions and collections or whatever weird niche things they're hyper fixated on, and also because we're awesome and you should support us because we need money.
She needs a 2-bedroom, so she has her office with her
she needs more
collections.
And buy back all of her DVDs. So.
Yeah, I really do want to buy back all my DVDs. But yeah, if you have a good story, send it to weirdlyobsessedpod@gmail.com. The link will be below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Send to a friend.